Hello students, in this video I'm going to discuss a very important program of Q. Why it is important? Because it's been already there in the Icse exam. Alright, so let me read the program for you. A linear data structure enables the user to add address from the rear end and remove the address from the front. So they have not specified the name of the entity which we are going to discuss just now, and define a class diary with the following details. So class name is diary here. Then data members, Q square bracket, array to store the addresses. So as your diary stores the addresses where you write the addresses of your friends, relatives, so similarly this idea is going to be implemented here, and the array is there. So array will be of type string because ultimately it's going to store the addresses. Alright students, after that we have a size variable that stores the maximum capacity of the array. Okay, then we have a start to point the index of the front end which is there to point the index of the rear end. Alright, so this time we're going to store the string data. That's quite different this time. Now we have got a member function. This is diary, same name as of the class, so definitely it's a constructor, and a parameter is there. So parameterized constructor, it's mentioned here. A parameter is int max. So constructor to initialize the data members. How they are going to be initialized, students? Size is going to be initialized with max. What is max? It's an argument. Okay, so plain statement straight away it's given here, so it's quite easy to write. Now start initialized with 0 and end will be initialized with 0. Generally whenever we write the stack and the queue, we always give the initial value -1 to front end, and the rear end we always give -1. But here the unique thing about the program is that it's been asked to start the start initialization will be with the value 0, and end initialization will be with the value 0. So both are having the value 0. That is also quite unique about this program. And now after that, students, we have got push add. Okay, push add is there. So what it pushes a string. So a string is the argument here, a string n, to add addresses in diary from the rear end if possible. Okay, otherwise display the message no space. So in case of overflow, no space message, otherwise the data must be entered, okay, or pushed. After that, students, we have got a string pop add, removes and returns the addresses from the front end of the diary. If any else, it returns these how many question marks? 1 2 3 4 5. So this string with the 5 question marks is going to be returned. Okay, so after that we have show function. So void show displays all the addresses in the diary. Now students, after that we move to this specify the diary, giving the details of the function void push add string and string pop add. Assume that the other functions have been defined. So students, in my solution I'm going to discuss all the functions which have been asked here, including the constructor and this show method. Alright, after that they're asking for the name the entity used in the above data structure arrangement. Alright, so and one very important point, the main function algorithm need not to be written. Okay, so now I'm getting back to this. What is the name of the entity? So initially when I started the program, I said it's a very important program of Q, and definitely students, when a data structure is linear and one end is used for removal of the data item, that is front, and the other end which is used for the insertion or pushing the data element, that is called rear, right? So it is a Q. So straight away you will write and secure one mark, name the entity used in the above data structure arrangement. So you will write Q. Now students, there are certain comments from the examiners of Icse. Most students were unable to answer this question. Concept was Q was not clear to many candidates, so try to understand the concept well, students. The common errors made by the candidates were the condition logic for the underflow and overflow was not answered correctly. Increment decrement of a start and end index was not done properly. Use the Q to store integers instead of the string. That's a very, very important thing, right? Then means students, they were generally in flow, they write int is the data type for the data structure or the array. So here it's been string, so please take care of that. So read the program properly. Few candidates found the methods push, add, and pop add to be difficult. Some students attempted this question using other methods which was not required. Well answered by most of the candidates. So some candidates were able to state the entity and wrote vague answers. Some candidates overlooked this part, while some have mentioned the principle of FIFO as entity. Okay, so when they are asking entity, so write straight away name of the entity, that is Q, not FIFO or LIFO, whatever it follows. All right. Now, so students, here solution of this program. Class name is diary. It's given in the program already. The string Q. So it's an array of a string type because we have to store the addresses. Then int size to store the maximum capacity. Then we have got start, that is basically representing the front, and is representing the rear. Okay. Now after that there is a constructor which has a parameter here, int max. So max will be assigned to size, and here students, Q equal to new string size. So Q equal to new string, so that's array creation. Okay, memory being allocated here. So size has been used over here, and after that, student, the most important line, that is start and end, both have been given the value or initial value 0. Okay, so when the Q is empty, I have shown you here when no data is here, you can see that is start and end both will be pointing to the index 0. All right. Okay. After that, students, we have a very important function now, the main actions of the or the main operations of the Q. So here we have public void push, and one argument is here string n, and then if end equals to size means end equal to size means, let me show it to you here. End is here. All right, when the last element has been entered, end will be 5. All right, which is equal to the currently size of the Q. So here you can see that Q is full. Okay, or the diary, which is actually in the form of Q here, that is full. So here, students, we have an end equal to size. It will print no space, it's full. After that, if this condition is not true, then control comes here, Q of end. Just remember this, Q of end, because we always enter the data at the rear end. So here it's been named as end, so end plus plus equal to end. So it is post increment. So first the data will be assigned to the current index of end. All right, and then it will be increased or incremented. Okay, so here when the first data is entered, students, here you can see 12A has been entered. So after inputting the data, end has been increased by 1. All right, and here purposely I have put double quotes because just to make you understand that all these are string literals. All right, okay, or all the elements of the array are string. Okay, after that, students, two-step process I told you. You check end equal to size, that means it's full. Otherwise, simply write Q n plus plus equal to n. All right, after that, public string pop add we have here. So students, you can see public string pop add, it is there for the pop operation or removal of the data element from the Q. So students, here the diary is there, and the problem was saying that it simply returns the address in the diary, which is at the front end, which is here as a start. Okay, so first we will check here whether some elements are there or not. So if start equal to end, which was the initial stage of the Q, start equal to end, so in this case the underflow situation or condition is there. Okay, no element is there, then what you will remove. Else v equal to, remember V is what? It's a variable taken over there which was having 5 question marks as a string. Okay, so here V equal to Q start plus plus. So when the underflow is not there, just whatever is available right at the start will be stored in V, and then it will be updated. And finally return V. So whatever the value V gets, it will be returned. The basic idea is that I have to remove the data from the queue, or it must pop what is there in the diary at the, or which address is there in the diary at the rear, at the front end, or which is called here start. Alright, so that is already I have shown you here. You can see that when one element 12A has been taken out, start has been increased by 1. So this is what we are doing here, right? So it's quite easy, students. After that, last statement is return V. So where V will contain either this string, or it will contain the data which has been removed, all right, or popped. After that, show is there, void show. If start equal to end, then system dot out dot println empty queue. Else for int I equal to start, I less than end, means from start to less than end. This loop is going to work. I plus plus, then system dot out dot println q of I will be printed. So students, that was the basic idea of this program and the code of this program. Please understand all the concepts well. I have already told you why this program is important. Thanks everyone.